out is a lot of XP, and will slow your progression in your career down.
Yeah.
But it swings and roundabouts, right? It's your character. You do what you need to do.
Well, last week I must have lost 3 or 4 initiative, 3 or 4 advantages because I didn't have the initiative.
You
and
did.
it helps with perception, which I've got a feeling I'm going to need. So they're the 2 main reasons I'm looking at it.
I mean, you could look at it the other way, Kath, is that you don't need the advantage because you're making that many successes.
Yeah. It's when something big that tries to hit me comes at me, I want as many as I can to try and stop it hitting me.
Yeah.
Get hit.
How we doing, Medi? You still messing?
No, we can go if you want to go live. That's good.
All right, cool. Okay. So, let's just do a quick. I just want to talk about experience before we go too far and careers and things, because I know I mentioned privately to people that as you get kind of, I want to say enlisted, but technically press ganged into the watch, it does give you the option to switch your class and career group, career if you like, into the watch, into the watchman, which is a burger. So everybody, you've all got your characters. Your characters all have a class. So that's kind of that's the overarching class. You then have a career group, which is kind of a profession that sits within that class. So, for instance, a warrior priest is a profession that sits under warrior. And then you have a career which represents your tier inside that career. Tier 1 of warrior priest, for instance, is novitiate. If you look at your character sheets, your first page, your main page, you have your characteristics at the top. Sorry, that box in the middle, if you like. Weapon skill, ballistic skill, strength, toughness, initiative, agility, dex, intelligence, willpower, fellowship. For each of you, you'll see that there are 3 of those that will have a cross next to the characteristic name. So those 3 are your current tier, your current career characteristics. In order to qualify for the next tier of your career group, or to move at a low experience cost to a completely different career group or class, you need to have each of those pluses converted to ticks. So at tier 1, that means each of those 3 characteristics need to have 5 advances. And then your total skill is your initial skill plus your advances gives you your current skill. If you look at at the bottom of your first page on your character sheet, you'll see a career box that has your careers listed. And you'll see that whatever your current career is, it'll be ticked saying it's current and it's level 1.
Yes.
If you look at your skills tab, you'll see on the right-hand side, the left-hand side is a list of basic skills that everybody has. And again, a number of those skills will have pluses next to their names. And again, at tier 1 of your career, you need 5 advances in each of those skills. It's effectively 8 skills. Now, the way we built characters, the majority of you should find that you already have 8 ticks in those character skills.
Yes.
Because you've got your 5 advances. On the right-hand side of the character sheet are group and advanced skills. You'll see at the very bottom of that list, potentially, certainly the character sheet I'm looking at has 3 or more skills, it might be 2, but a number of skills that are in a grey colour. Those are skills that are available to your current class and career level. And if you wanted to learn those skills and start investing points into them, you would simply click them and start increasing them.
Wait, hang on a minute. Wait, what? Hang on, what?
What?
Talents.
The ones that aren't. Oh, the talents. I thought you meant the skills, because some of them are changed. Aren't.
No,
You may
no,
you
no.
may not have you may not have skills. You may not have if I look at Ella, which is Dart, right? You don't have any skills that are grey at the bottom because you've got all yours active. That's fine. It's not a wrong thing or a right thing there. You might have melee any as an available skill in your career group. That means when you select melee any, you choose any of the available subclasses. Subclasses could be two-handed, could be cavalry, could be. There's a whole raft of them. I off the top of my head, I can't remember them all, but there's a bunch of them. Melee basic, for instance, or melee hand is one of those. So one character I'm looking at has melee two-handed because that's his primary focus. So to level these up, to spend your experience, it's really simple. All you need to do is, if you wanted to increase a characteristic, just click on the plus, and that will give you +1 advance, and it will reduce the experience by the right number. Depending on how many advances you have, depends on what the cost per advance is. I'm just looking in the book. For those of you who have a book, if you look on page 43, for instance, under advancement, you can see that as a characteristic, from 0 advances to 5 advances costs 25 experience point per advance, and then increases by 5 at 6 to 10, and then 10 between 11 and 15, 11 and 20, and so on. And skills cost 10, 15, 20, etc. to increase. So you need a lot of experience to be able to build up an advanced character. So, for instance, my warrior priest that I track in here because it's just easy has 2,600 experience, and he's just started on his priest sergeant, which is tier 3 of warrior priest. So 2,500 XP is not going to get you a huge distance through lots of different careers. Talents cost 100 XP plus 100 XP each time you take that talent, or each time you've already taken that talent. So if you have a talent that has 1/ and a number after it, the first time you take that talent costs you 100 XP, the second time costs you 200, and the third time costs you 300. You'll also have a bunch of talents that are grayed out. Those talents are available for you to purchase at your current career level. Your talents that are available change as you go through career levels, and you cannot retrospectively buy a talent from an earlier career at 100 XP. You basically have to double the cost.
Zed, can we just be aligned right away that you're going to have to repeat fucking everything of this?
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, absolutely fine.
So if I get this right, we got 90 XP, right? From yesterday, from last week.
Yeah.
And we can just chuck that into our character sheet now.
Yeah.
I accidentally clicked on the wrong thing and then right-clicked and it went away. At what point does it commit?
As soon as you click it, it commits. If you right-click to uncommit, it will just refund the XP.
Right, cool.
And you'll find in your character log.
I thought we got 20 XP last week.
We did.
Yeah. But Chick hasn't spent any of his previous XP, so he's got a total of 90 XP available to him to spend.
So I've got 140 for having done nothing so far.
Correct.
Great.
Because you took your character completely random from the start.
Oh, it's those bonuses, right? Got it.
Correct.
Best way to do it.
Right. So I'm going to dump a load of XP into dexterity because I like dexterity.
Yeah.
Better for what's the word? Nimble fingers.
Better for Ningle fingers, yeah.
Ningle fingers. That's
And
my
if you
nickname.
if you look on your notes tab, at the very bottom of your notes tab, you have an XP log that shows you how much XP you've been awarded, why you were awarded it, and how much XP you've spent. So it's always up to date. So yeah, it is. For now, if you want to spend XP on something that isn't a career skill or characteristic, just let me know. It has a huge cost, so you probably want to avoid doing it. All right, we'll leave it at that for now. What I will say is, once everything's ticked for your current career level, the complete tab gets ticked. That tells the system you've finished that career level, and you can then buy a new career level at the correct cost, which is 100 XP.
You know the main skills thingy. You know the current.
Yeah.
I've got 29 in toughness. Does that mean I get a +2 or whatever it is to thing? But if I go to 30, it goes +3 or something or other.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
It's always a good idea if you're spending your experience to get to the next 10s and then go something else until you've got them as close as you can. It's like I spent 2 points in weapon skill to get to the next 10s, then 4 in toughness to get to the next 10s, and then I'll go back and finish.
I'm all like sweating all my skills at the moment.
So pushing my toughness from 40 up to 49 makes no appreciable difference.
Nope.
Correct.
But
semi does for any like endurance tests and things like that.
Yeah. Skill test it will, but not for damage reduction and things.
Yeah, exactly. So things like power driven on toughness, endurance is driven off toughness. So and also your hit points are driven off toughness as well, so they will increase.
okay.
It's encumbrance or something.
So I've just pushed my dex from 36 to 39, so that'll make a little bit of difference on skill rolls, but I'm not suddenly a ninja.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Cool. Okay, this all makes sense.
Okay.
Does it?
Yeah.
It will. It will.
Not really, Guy, but yeah, kind of.
Well, let's have a look at. For a second. Let me have a look at Cayman. So, if I look at your character, Guy, your characteristics for your current tier of Hustler are Agility, Dex, and Fellowship.
Correct. And based on what Cathal said, with a Dex of 26, I should pump that to 30.
That would help you, yes.
So that I should chuck 4 into that, 4 advances, right?
So if you click, so each time you click there you go.
Can you not go over 5 advances then?
Yeah, so it just starts to cost more.
You can, it costs more, Dart. You will need 5 advances in total for each of those 3 attributes.
To go to the next career level.
To get to the next career level, yes.
I understood.
Yeah, exactly. Cool.
Yeah, it said it was easy. It just needs to click, and then it does actually make sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
As we go along, and you get enough XP to kind of get your characters to that finishing your first career, then we can walk through what you want to do next and how it works. So that's not a problem. All right. Recap. Last session. Exactly as Guy said. You had a food fight and fisty fight in the marketplace. You were arrested by a sergeant a captain actually named Captain Fefe, a lady, mid-20s, sweeping, brilliant red hair, dark blue eyes, quite young for somebody of that rank. You were then kept in the lockup overnight, where you spent an uncomfortable night, and then hauled before a judge who basically, amongst other things, accused you all of murder. Now, you were fortunate that normally a rather expensive lawyer happen to be hired by the lady that you rescued, who was going to be stabbed, and you kind of beat the living crap out of the thug that was doing it. She paid for your legal representation. The net result of that was the judge, whilst he found you guilty of everything but the murder, there was a bit of a question mark there, he sentenced you to 3 years service in the City Watch. You were then taken in chains through the city to the Watch barracks. So let's go back to the city map. So the barracks are
over here or something, aren't they? Either one of these two.
I can't get it to ping. Why can't I get it to ping?
Hold down left arrow.
No, it's because I'm on a completely different thing that I was looking at. Different option, a GM's option. So you're hauled from there to back to the barracks, from the court, which is down here near Marketplatz, back up to the barracks, and you are taken before inside the barracks to a large door, probably oak reinforced with metal. There is the guards that have brought you, deposits you outside the door, and then bangs on the door. Seconds later, you hear a female voice. Enter.
Stride on through.
You all kind of bustle through as best you can in your manacles. In front of you is the same captain who arrested you yesterday, sort of leant against her desk, staring straight at the door and at you as you come in. Okay, so first impressions. If you have Law Reichland, you can give me a skill test.
I do have
Do you want it average or?
Would be a challenging +0.
Hang on, I can do that. It's an average. I think I do that.
Nice. Okay. So let's have a look. One of the three of you, Lanwin gets the best success, and that's not surprising because he's the messenger boy. So Rembrandt, Lanwin, Cayman, you all kind of you recognise more by reputation than by actual sight. This is Captain Andrea Pfeffer, quite young. Recently gone.
I've got law local, would I? So I would have been able to roll, I suppose.
Are you a native of Ubersreich?
I'm guessing so.
If you're a native of Ubersreich, you are from henceforth a native of Ubersreich. So your law local will work here, and not necessarily anywhere else.
It's got to work somewhere.
So you've got to decide: were you born in Ubersreich and the vicinity around here? Are you Altdorfian, which is the capital city? Are you one of the other cities, Weisbruck, Bogenhafen, that kind of thing?
I'm from Prague.
Where's that?
Isn't that in Kislev?
It's in the north.
Kislev,
Yeah.
No.
No, you've got to be Reichland.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. I don't know at the moment. I need to think about that.
Have a think. So for now, say no, but have a think. But anyway, the three of you, recognised by reputation, maybe seen from a distance. Newly appointed captain of the watch since the fall of the von Jungfreuds.
Gonna nod respectfully and say, "Good day, Captain."
Lanwin in particular, you know that she has come from a long line of military family from Middenland, arriving recently with the Altdorf State Army.
In which case, I'll give her a bit of a salute as well.
Yeah, she looks at you and smiles. Well, you can see we're going to get on very well. So, I am Captain Trevor. Who are you? Please introduce yourselves.
Rembrandt Toxtein.
And I'm Lanwin Balderland, and a pleasure to meet you, madam.
Elgast Mia, man.
And I'm just going to flash a smile and say I'm Kay. By the way, sorry, Zed, I assume I'm with the party, even though I missed
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You were trying not to get caught up in it. You got caught up in it. You got locked up with these lot, and then just dragged before the judge as part of this group of felons.
Got it.
As each of you introduce yourselves, she kind of stands forward, looks you square in the eye as she undoes your manacles, and lets them kind of drop to the floor.
As she undoes my manacles, I'll say thank you and mutter I'm Thomas and kind of hang around at the back, look a bit shifty.
Yeah.
Stay out of the way. Stay out of, stay away from the officer.
Yeah. Well,
I'm gonna stand at parade rest and
I have to say,
focus in on what she's saying.
we do live in strange times. I ask for watchmen, and I get you. You may have noticed troop morale is a little bit low, but that's no surprise. They are the worst low-life scum of Altdorf, given uniforms. They think they're too good for this posting and resent every moment of it. At that point, there is a knock on the door, and she kind of pauses and looks from each of you to the door. Right on time. Come in. With that, so let me just, I meant to show this to you. Let me show you what she looks like. So, that is Andrea Pfeffer. And as the door opens, in comes another individual, slightly less, shall we say, slightly less presentable.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Definitely, Lieutenant.
This is Sergeant Rudy Klumpenklug. I've tasked him to be in charge of you during your time with the Watch.
Current commanding officer.
And his account of your behaviour is what keeps you from being executed for dereliction of duty. I suggest, gentlemen, ladies, that you stay in his good graces. I am not a fool. Don't treat me as one, we'll get along famously. Do as the sergeant tells you, don't embarrass the Watch, be wary. Ubersreich is, after all, full of mischief, especially recently. And may Ulbrich watch out for you. Sigmar and Verena as well. Dismissed. At that point, Rudiger kind of snaps a very slovenly salute and just turns round and walks out.
I'm going to provide
try
a proper salute,
Yes.
and then I shall follow the sergeant.
exactly the same.
I think I'll bow and then turn and follow.
Okay. As you all step outside and the door closes behind you, he kind of looks at each of you and says, "Yeah, call me Rudy. It's only sergeant when others are about, eh? Guess you'll be wanting your gear back, I'm guessing. Come with me." And he takes you sort of through a couple of rooms into kind of I guess the best thing for it is the armory. And set to one side are all of your weapons and armour that you were all taken from you.
Mm-hmm.
Well-
I'll go to the smallest pile.
I was going to say, it shouldn't take long.
I'm going to
Well-
check over my gear and make sure it's in good condition.
Yeah, it's in fine condition. All your money pouches and everything is there. So, First of all,
as well as a few additionals.
you'll need to be you'll need to have a way of identifying yourself as part of the watch. So, and he kind of turns around and goes to like a box, rummages inside it, and pulls out a handful of kind of watch-coloured armbands, and he starts giving you each an armband.
These really aren't my colour.
Well, sorry,
Lift the
miss.
right arm, sir.
Whichever arm you wish. For goodness sake, I don't care. Just wear it when you're on duty.
Can I wear it as a garter?
I was going to say, can I put it around my head? Around my forehead?
I'm going to kind of tuck mine.
Ask for all I care, as long as it's on display.
I'm going to kind of tuck mine into my top, so it's kind of sort of there, but accidentally not that visible.
Now, I can't be helping but notice some of you are not really geared for watch life. So, there and there, and he points to a rack of hand weapons. So nobody get excited and think, can I have a longbow? No, you can't. No, you can't have a crossbow. No, you can't have a short bow. You definitely cannot have a black powder weapon.
I was about to say Hockland long cannon.
Have a hand weapon, a melee basic weapon, and a series of dummies with leather jacks on them. So if you haven't got armor, you can have a leather jack, and if you've only got a knife, you can help yourself to a weapon that falls under the melee basic category.
Do I need any groups, advanced skills, or whatever to wear basic armor?
No.
Good. Thank you.
No, you can wear whatever armor you want.
Can I take an additional hand weapon other than my sword that I already have? So something a bit less lethal, like a bit more of
A billy club.
a club or something like that, yeah.
Sure, if that's what you would like. He
Our club-
sniggers at that.
Are clubs non-lethal?
They're less lethal than a longsword.
They are, yeah, they're undamaging, I think.
Okay. I think having an undamaging weapon might come in handy as well, mate. I think you've wanted something here, just in case, you know.
Well,
So wait, can I-
don't
it's
forget to
just
put
a
nails in
pub
it, though.
again.
Yeah, exactly.
How do we add?
I look at the sergeant and I say, you know, for the cooperative ones.
How do we
A little
add
bit of a look tap,
tracking?
Yeah.
Bit of a
Leather.
look tap.
How do I get some leather armor then? Where do I
Okay,
pick it up?
all right. So let's go round the party, and because I have to drag everything onto character sheets. So let's start with you,
fine.
Chick, since you talked about it. What
Right.
would you like? Do you want a
I'd like-
leather armor?
Everything. So some nice set of leather armor and a stick, please.
A nice set of leather armor and a stick. Okay,
Is it just a leather jerkin, sorry?
Leather jack, yes.
Hey, that's pretty good, guys. That's arm and body protection.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's all
so-
I need.
Any boots?
Mm.
There's no boots, is there?
Yeah, I'm not bothering with a club. If someone comes at me,
Thank you.
tough shit.
You don't need one. You've got your fists.
Exactly.
Okay, you now, Thomas, you already have a sword and a dagger. So do you want a club?
I was thinking a non-lethal weapon might come in handy, like your man was saying.
Yeah, you have to decide whether you want the sword equipped or the club equipped.
Absolutely, yeah. I might stash the sword. No, actually, no, fuck that. My sword's really nice. No, what the hell? I'll be fine without a sword. Without a club, thank you.
All right, no worries. Right, your leather jack is equipped and on your character sheet.
Yeah, I see, yeah. Very
Does
nice.
give you a little bit of armor, which is really important.
Alright.
Okay, Rembrandt, what did you want?
Whatever is counted as a hand weapon and is more boppy than deathy.
Club?
Is more what than what?
Boppy.
More boppy than deathy.
Oh, you did say that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've added a club to your character sheet.
Thank you.
So you know where ammo was double for the brawling? Does
Yes.
it count the same for clubs? They're non-lethal.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly the same. So there's no point in me actually going for a club when Fist does the same thing.
Yeah.
Depends what the weapon, the damage bonus is, right?
Yeah, club has got a decent damage bonus. There is that.
Right, okay.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go down the order now. So, Elgas, is there anything you want?
Leather jacket, and I'll take a club then if it's got a better damage bonus.
Give me a second.
It's
Then.
faster to knock something out. Expense. I was fighting 3 different people last week.
You were. All right. You've got both. You just need to equip whichever weapon you want to equip and equip your leather jacket because I haven't turned it on. Ella, did you want anything?
Oh, I've already got a leather jacket,
Yeah.
and I've got a dagger, and my knuckle dusters, but
You
they're
probably
all
don't
big.
need. Yeah. You probably don't need anything then. Unless you want something that's non-lethal. That's up to you.
Yeah, that would be handy because all I've got is my fist otherwise.
All right, I'm going to drop a club on your character sheet, and likewise, you will need to decide whether you've got your dagger, your knuckle dusters, or your club equipped. You can't have more than 2 one-handed weapons equipped.
Bear in mind, this stuff has an encumbrance requirement as well. So
It does have an encumbrance requirement, yes.
What with the
okay,
offhand?
hey,
Is there an offhand option?
let me do this, and I'll answer that question. But yes,
Okay.
there is. But
Okay.
it's really hard to get.
Oh,
Okay.
right. Okay.
Leather armor, and if you have it in a kind of deep bottle green kind of color, that would be great.
Sadly not. It's dirty, a little bit smelly, and might even have remnants of bloodstains on them.
Really isn't my style,
It isn't.
but I'll take it.
Are you okay with your dagger, or do you want a club, or a sword, or something like that?
Is there anything that's similar to a blackjack, or would that just be a club?
Pretty much.
Yeah, it would just be a club.
Okay, stick a club in, and I'll call it a blackjack whenever I use it.
Fine. That is absolutely fine. There you
If I
go.
didn't it to
Role
remember
play.
it.
I like it.
Lenwyn!
Done mine already.
Sorry?
Yeah, I've done it.
Oh, you've done yours already. Cool.
Yep.
Thomas, we've done you. Volquin.
The leather. I'm wearing a leather jerkin. Is the jack the same, basically?
A leather jerkin is better than a jack.
Oh, okie dokie.
No, it's the same. It's the same.
Is it same? Because
Yeah.
I'm looking at the right arm and right leg and thinking, is like any better armor that goes in those places?
Oh, hang on a second.
No, Jack's better than Jerkin.
Jack's better than a jerkin. There you go. Yes, because it covers the arms as well,
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's grand.
not the legs.
And I take it, I've got a dagger and a hand weapon. Is it a sword?
That could be a sword. Yeah, let me just switch that to a sword. Do you want it to be a sword?
Yeah, please. And I think if I'm part of the watch, I think I would need a club.
Oops, I think I've just dropped 2 swords on your character sheet by accident.
What colour was the armband? Sorry.
I can't
Ugly.
remember. It's
Yellow
ugly.
and-
Might be purple.
Yellow and purple we'll go for.
And
There you
then,
go.
Yeah, then a club.
Yeah, I've given you a club as well. Again, you can't have the sword, dagger, and club all equipped at the same time, so you have to
How
decide.
do you sure that it's equipped, so to speak?
If you look on your trappings tab,
Okay.
there is an equipped column, circle with a cross tick in it if it's equipped,
Oh, right.
and no tick if it's not equipped. And also, if you look at the very top of your trappings tab, you'll see you have an encumbrance counter. And for instance, Volquin, you're 2 of 6.
Yeah.
You've so if you exceed the 6, you start getting encumbrance penalties.
Gotcha. Hmm.
He looks, really looks at each of you, and he sort of says, ha, "That's better. Might make watchmen out of you yet. Listen, best not talk too much here. There's ears about. Don't fancy them hearing. Meet me tonight just before sundown at the Raspy Raven out back. Then we'll have a bit of a chat, sort out your new duties. The rest of the day's yours, lasses. Now get out of here."
any standing order while we're around town, sir?
He looks at you.
It's a bit keen, this one.
You're one of them, aren't you? No, there isn't, lad. Now get out of my sight. I'll see you at the Rusty Raven.
Understood.
Just out of
And
interest,
leaving you all stood in. Well, he takes you out the armory and closes it, and then he leaves you all stood just outside the armory door, kind of looking at each other, confused.
Yeah.
sorry, just out of interest, can you get 2 weapons or just the one?
Just the one.
Okay.
I've got 2 weapons equipped on my character though.
Yes. So you can have 2 weapons equipped, but you can't. You don't have the ambidextrous talent, and you don't have the 2-weapon fighting talent, and so you wouldn't be able to easily fight with both weapons. Your offhand weapon would be at a significant penalty.
Well, I not. It's just on my character sheet. It says I've got 2 equipped.
Yes.
So that's just normal.
That's just because I ticked every weapon that you could equip when I was going through your characters, making sure they were set up correctly.
Oh, okay. So
it's option in combat, you see.
Oh, okay.
But you might not, just tick whatever you want. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I've got hand weapon and club ticked, so I'll be carrying both, but I'll be carrying the club in my hand.
Yeah.
Because you can't really stow that as much easy. Unless we can get holsters like Daredevil.
Yeah, so it's just a case of remembering that if you're using a club, it's going to take time to draw your dagger or your sword.
Yeah.
And put them away.
All right. So I'm going to say at this point it's probably mid-afternoon. By sundown's probably close to about 8 o'clock. So you've probably got 5 or 6 hours to do whatever.
And we're at the equivalent of the watch house, right?
You are equivalent at the watch house, yeah, up here in at the Ubersreich barracks.
Cool. And we sleep there? That's our place to sleep?
Yes.
Is it worth going to have a little bit of a look around the barracks, get settled in, put our feet up, maybe have a nap? I've got a big feeling about, this guy. He seems a bit shifty. I can talk, right? But he seems shifty even to me.
Maybe we should try and get the gossip on the street from our other watch companions that may be around the barracks.
That's a good idea.
Are there any notice boards or anything?
There's a couple of.
Is there a bounty board?
There are a couple of notice boards with things pinned to them. Nothing to do with jobs or criminals. It's all like, barracks axe throwing competition. Next Thursday, winner, free go. Hot and all this kind of stuff. That kind of stuff. There's very little information dotted around. In sort of the main areas of the barracks, you can find the bunk area, and there's a bunch of bunks that have been allocated, but you're in a communal area and you are sharing, and that means including the ladies. The ladies could grab a bunk themselves, but there's not a lot of privacy.
Yeah, the way you worded that, it sounded like they were sharing the ladies.
You can try.
There's 2 or 3 other kind of a couple of recruits like yourself, and a couple of sort of more grizzled veteran watchguard with feet up. A couple of them playing cards in the main barracks.
I want to go and speak to the veterans. I want to go and find out what their deal is, find out what they've been up to, what's going on. And I'm going to go over there, I'm going to flash the buggers a smile and have a chat with them.
Yeah. Let's see what the best way through guard life is. We've got 3 years of it, guys. So.
Okay.
Oh, you might have 3 years. I'm not sticking around here. Not with this kind of shitty old armor.
All right. Give me a gossip roll then.
Can I get in on that action?
What kind of a role am I doing?
It will be a challenging role. It's generally challenging unless okay, here's a question. Are you looking for gossipy things specifically about the watch, what's going on in the city, or are you asking any other questions?
I'm interested in the individuals in the room to see if I can kind of ingratiate myself a little bit with them.
And that's just a straight up.
Using charm, right?
Yeah, that's a straight up challenge. I'll tell what's your status level? So under your next to your portrait on your character,
Yep.
under
Brass
your
one.
class, brass 1. Okay. These, yeah. Okay. All right. It's going to be a hard. Give me a hard charm test.
Hard charm test.
Yes.
But I am very attractive.
I know, but
Hard. So you said a hard charm?
yes, hard charm. So it should be -20, I think.
Yeah, it is. Fucking hell, Zed.
I know.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that is hard for you. Right, so a couple of things on the roll, because you obviously weren't here last week. There's a couple of things you can do. So everybody has fortune. Fortune is the equivalent of a D&D advantage. So you can right-click the card in the chat where your roll is, and you'll see there's a bunch of options, one of which is use a fortune point to re-roll. So
I can right-click the card.
Yeah.
See where it's got your name?
Oh, I have to scroll down. Yeah, I got it. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. If you right-click that, you can see one of the options is use a fortune point to re-roll. So you could do that. You'll burn one of your fortune points and you'll re-roll the dice. Fortune points refresh every week, every session. You don't want to take a dark deal to re-roll, but you can do. If you had no fortune, you could do. That will give you a corruption point. That's interesting. I can see Chick going down that route already.
Hey,
I'm not saying anything, but you know.
I give him 2 weeks.
What's an SL? Zed?
Success level. So if you look at your roll, it says you rolled 85 versus 18.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Your success level's a -7. Effectively, you take the target number's tens and subtract your number, and that gives you the number of success levels. The two veterans kind of look up at you, and
Can I just interject and I'll just move over and say, "Move away, little girl," and I will try charming them as well.
I'd just like to make it clear I don't know these guys. I've never met them before.
This is going to go the same way as Ember and Kurgan, isn't
it
it?
is, isn't it? Yeah. Already, it's going to go
Why would he do that?
as Ember and Kurgan. Well, they've looked. They kind of look up at. They kind of look up at Kay and. What do you want, recruit?
I'm just going to carry on smiling at them, flashing my eyes.
Yeah.
Just trying to find out what the deal is around here.
Rudy not tell you?
Not enough.
Well, uphold the law, impose the fines, stay alive.
I'm gonna say, sounds reasonable to me. Where's some of the best places to drink as a guardsman then?
Depends what you want. Rudy's usually at the Raven. We all go elsewhere.
Oh, where do you go?
Anywhere but the Raven.
What is that then?
Okay, is this something to do with Rudy?
Do you really want to be drinking with the boss?
No.
Not every night, no.
So we need to find out what the hell's going on.
What is it? He's invited us to the Raven tonight.
Yeah, he invites all the recruits to the Raven. Best go. He'll be upset if you don't.
Right.
You don't want him to be upset because he gives you the shit jobs.
Do we have a list of fines? How much fines are?
How much fines are? Jesus. Yeah, you can if you want. Dark, for sure. -20. How much fines are? God, you are recruits, aren't you? Haven't you read the book?
What book?
What book?
Exactly.
I see.
My kind of watch.
So what's the
We're busy.
what's the best kind of fines for a raw recruit to start thinking about then?
Start small, lad. Start small. But
Any-
make it count. You know, the fines are there to remind the people that they have to be above the law.
But we have to be above the law.
No, they have to be above the law. And people can't be breaking the law.
All right, got you.
I'll look slightly nervous at that point.
We fine them.
Right. Is there a list of what the laws are that we can break, or you just make them up?
Somewhere.
Okay.
We'll leave the lawyers to deal with that.
So we find them. If they don't like it, they go to a lawyer.
Yeah.
There's stuff that disrupting the peace, right? So that all sorts can come under that, can't it?
Making it run more than 20 yards. There's a fine for
That's
that.
a good point. It's very expensive to have the watch running more than 20 yards, isn't it?
How about being poor in the wrong part of town?
He looks at you, looks across at his mate, and his mate nods. That's a good one. Do you mind if we use that one?
Yeah, 50p a shot. I'll be coming back.
Interesting fine. Listen, the fines, right, are what you want them to be.
As long as they're reasonable.
Don't get greedy. Don't get greedy.
Oh, and what do we do with the fine money when we get it? Do we give it to the captain?
Anything, take them to the captain. He records them. He passes them up. Not the captain, sorry, the sergeant. He records them. He passes them up. They go in the city's coffers, right?
Are we sure that he passes them up?
Sergeant then buys you a beer at the end of the week. Happy days.
Sounds
That's
good.
the only time we do drink with the sergeant. No.
Can I I'd just like to thank these people for their sound business advice and let them know that I'm totally with it.
I thought you would be.
My country, so.
Again, Ella, they're just not interested. They're not. They're interested in They're now kind of opening it up and telling you stuff, but they're not. Your physical beauty and attraction is irrelevant. You're recruits, and that's how they treat you.
Right.
What's the pay like?
Sarge didn't tell you.
No, maybe you'll tell us tonight.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm thinking maybe not.
It's not bad. Hang on, I'll tell you what it is.
It's 1d10 shillings.
No, it's not. Should be, but
it is 3d10 pennies a day.
That's pretty good.
So probably the average of that. What would be the average? About 15 pennies a day?
12.
12.
No, it's D10. 15.
Yeah, both d10.
Well, technically 16.5, but
It's not bad. Probably a shilling and maybe 2 shillings a week.
That's
when
almost
you-
6 beers a day.
So when you look at your status, is that supposed to be a weekly thing, or is that supposed to be a?
that's if you spend time in employment, depending on how many endeavours that you have between adventures, is my
Yeah.
understanding.
But would that still be a daily rate, or would it
It's
be?
a daily rate, yes. It's
Right.
technically a daily rate.
Right.
All right. Anything else we can help you with? We have a game here to finish. We're on duty in an hour.
Appreciate your help, lads.
Just remember, there is a fine for that.
Anywhere we should avoid in a city?
That was about to be my question.
You're the
What?
what? The city is your baby.
Can I ask if I'd like to ask them if I can join their
So
game?
it's covered in shit and vomits on you all the time.
Yes.
What about the criminal gangs?
What about them? If you
Oh,
catch
that's
them,
why we've got these sticks.
arrest them, fine them. Happy days. Just with the criminals, gangs, don't kill them. Gets messy.
They start
you
killing
like-
us, we start killing them. It's
Nobody likes a gang watch war. The paperwork isn't worth our time.
Nice.
But if they give you cheek, rough them up. Not a problem. Then fine them. Remember.
what if they can't pay a fine?
Then you call me.
Jail. Stick them in a cell. A few days. Let them
Drag 'em
sweat.
in.
Somebody will come looking for them. They can pay the fine.
Right, gotcha.
I'm guessing we'll get the manacles when we go on duty, won't we?
Manacles?
Yeah,
No, you knock them out and you drag them in.
Yeah, exactly. Your friend here's got it right, I tell you. Knock them out, drag them in.
I'm going to stick by you.
Actually, as part of my trappings, I've got torture equipment, so manacles are probably already in there.
Jesus Christ.
No, you can't join the game. It's a 2-player game only. Get your own game. Cards over there on the table.
Nice. Would anybody like to play some cards before we start off our shift?
Pick your beds. Foot lockers for your gear. There is a lock. We generally don't go through each other's gear. Don't be caught if you do it. Not nice. We're all brothers and sisters, remember. We're out to look after each other.
Yeah, I'm going to go grab my bed.
Is there any gossip I can ask for?
Any gossip? Give me a gossip test.
Oh, that's what I was hoping to do earlier, but I didn't know.
Give me gossip test. Roll gossip tests.
What difficulty? Just average?
Just average, just challenging.
If you're silver 3, is it any different?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, you would be at hard.
Okay.
I'll
be what?
Average gossip test, yeah. There you go.
So one would be hard as well, I take it.
Wait, hang on. Mine would be hard.
No. What's your
Hey.
status?
My status.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Under your class.
It'll be like
brass 3.
No, you're fine from a gossip.
And that was challenging, which is 0%.
Yeah.
My gossip's awesome.
Thomas is
It bloody is, yeah.
really getting in along with Langwin.
Oh, hang on, that should be, what did I do
roll
there? That's 74's too high, isn't it?
Yeah, you rolled that at, you didn't roll that at challenging, did you?
No. But it's still,
What is your
it is
gossip?
still a winner. It's 44. Oh, 54, sorry, 54.
Yeah,
Still
it'd
a-
be +1.
still a success. Okay. Over the next couple of hours, as you kind of settle into your bunks and things, and you talk to various people, the veterans, eventually start talking to you a little bit, giving you a bit more gossip. A couple of other recruits, a couple of other watch that kind of come through. The city is... It's in a tough... it's kind of in a tough place at the moment. The city itself is very much a fortress town. It protects the Teufel River that runs up into the mountains to the west, up towards Grey Lady Pass. Give me a moment. Not too long ago, the Emperor ordered about 500 soldiers to come into Ubersreich and seize it. You've now got sort of two very different nobles representing the Emperor's will here in the city. You've got General Gendrik von Dabernick, direct command of the military forces, and you have got he's a stiff-necked man, average height, mid-30s, wears heavily coiffured hair swept up in a blonde twin-tailed comet to gesture as distinctive as it is devout. Constantly shouts orders from his enormous moustache, and he has a gilded breastplate, medals, and gold-trimmed green velvet cloak. He stands out very, very obviously. The one, though, that the guards tell you to really watch is Lady Emmanuel Nacht, who is the Imperial herald. Over 6 foot tall, strikingly beautiful woman, dark hair, delicate cheekbones, very, very steady gaze. There is definitely an interplay for power amongst the Ubersreich noble households. Specifically, the Aschenbergs and the Brunners are seeking to curry favour with Emanuel Nag. The town council still has little influence, much like it did under Jungfreud. However, the Imperial Herald has declared that the council maintains the status quo while new rulership for Ubersreich is decided, putting the Bürgermeister Ernst Mahler into a very interesting situation, much deeper into the political stage than perhaps he's ever been before. There are about a dozen, there are dozens of noble families in Ubersreich, but the ones that call the prominent ones are the Brunners, the Aschenbergs, and the recently disgraced House Jungfreud. Everybody else is kind of more minor and are sworn vassals to one or the other of these three major noble families.
Cool.
The town, typically, like most cities, there's a dwarven enclave. There's an artisans' quarter. Blackrock is the castle complex. Douwehafen is the dwarven quarter. Teubrücke are the docks. Marktplatz is the trading quarter. There's the merchant quarter. There's the Morgensite, or the Hill, which is an affluent part of Ubersreich. When they're sort of talking about this, they kind of... That's a place we don't go very often. Sort of thing. There's the precinct, which is the military district, which is kind of where you are. And there's the sewers. They don't go down the sewers, for sure. Immediately outside the town, they talk about the Flesh Market, Moore's Field, and the Tin Spur. The Flesh Market is the kind of place where you go to get horses, where you get pigs, cattle, sheep, kennels, that kind of thing.
Is that the rectangle top right of the map you're showing us?
Hang on a second.
I've got the artisan quarter.
Yes, the Fresh Market is up here.
Nice.
You have Moore's Field. There's Moore's Field. To the northwest of Ubersreich is the town's graveyard.
I see it. To the left.
Yeah,
That's
over here. And then you have the Tin Spur, a large open roof circular building near the southern Nuln Gate, where you can get various entertainments, bear baiting, dog fighting, pit fighting, that kind of thing. And so that is going to be this place down here. Beyond that, typical kind of stuff. The merchants fleece each other. The thieves fleece the merchants unless they pay their tithe. Everything seems to work on underhand kind of dealings, often with money exchanging between parties to ensure they are kept safe.
A normal Empire City.
A very normal Empire City.
Right then. Are we going to settle in and go to the Raven?
I feel like a nap.
Okay. You have a nap.
I don't know, is that... Yeah, I think a bit of a nap. I'm not going to put any stuff in boxes just yet. But I'm going to, make
You
it
don't-
look like... Lie
You're sounding
down,
like you're
relax.
not staying. You're hoping not to stay, are you?
Well, no, it's not that. I'm just not wholly trustworthy.
No, that's fine.
trusting these
Yeah,
people.
no, absolutely fine. I absolutely.
I'm not... Let's just put my feet up, have a relax, get ready for the evening.
How about wounds that we've received from the day before? Will they have?
In this instance, reset your hit points to full. They don't normally come back that quick, but let's get you set up and ready to go.
I was about to say I can give you some good sports massage and a bit of medical treatment otherwise.
Somebody else is only noticeable. Am I the only person that can read and write in the group?
No, I can. I can as well.
I'm assuming they're more cartoons.
That's why I was asking about noticeable to see if there was anything there. Well, partly
would I
that,
know if
and
I
partly
can
to
read?
see if there was a bounty notice for Chick.
No,
Not
it hasn't
yet.
made much of a name yet.
I don't appear to have... What's reading based under?
What?
If you don't have the talent read right, you can't read or write.
Basic
Correct.
skill, yeah?
Yeah.
No, it's talent. Yeah.
Tell
No, it's a
Oh,
talent, yeah.
I think I was the only one that got it as a class talent.
Correct.
That got it as a random talent, if I remember right.
Yeah, I did. I'm a thug who can read and write.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're quite unusual in that sense. What's
Size is also
interesting-
unusual.
The Raspberry Raven does not appear to be on the map.
What's also unusual? Did you say?
Your size.
Oh, I'm 6'4". Yes, right. Yeah.
Yes, you are a very tall lady. Very tall. Okay. You while away the next few hours before kind of dragging yourselves out of your bunks, tidying yourself up as best you think you need to, and making your way to the Raspberry Raven, which is not on the map. Which I find absolutely bizarre because everywhere else is. So, Raspberry Raven. Turns out to be, it's a small tavern, far enough away from the Teufel to be a little bit more respectable than the drinking establishments lining the docks. Several large alcoves provide privacy. The air is filled with swirling smoke. The tap room is barely lit with thin light of a few wall sconces and individual candles on the odd table. As you kind of walk in and look around for Clump and Klug, you can see his kind of meaty hand waving at you from a partially concealed alcove.
I'm going to walk straight over, flash him a smile, and sit down right next to him.
Fine.
I'll squeeze into the alcove opposite.
Excellent, dear. Drinks for my friends.
Is he sober?
He's got, at this point, he has red cheek.
Right.
Was he called Rudy, was he?
He's
Yeah.
got ruby, yeah.
Even the Sarge? I meant Rudy.
Yes, we'll have none of that sergeant stuff whilst we're here. Obviously, in the presence of the captain, sergeant will do. We're here and out on the streets. D is fine.
How's your day been, Rudy?
My day's been good, and I think it's going to get even better with my new watch companions. So, let's get to it, shall we? There's two Ubers rights, you see. There's the one you know, the day one, and another one entirely in the night. Although, and he kind of fixes his eye on Ella, in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Some of you probably know the night one as well, eh? dear?
Yeah.
Yes, you're known to the watch. Your height gives you away. Suggest sometimes you should go on your knees. Not like that, you rude boy. We'll have none of that in the watch. Unless, of course, you're happy to do so. I mean, there's no expectation of any of that. No. The young Floyds did their best to keep the shadows quiet, but they've gone now, and all sorts of things are stirring up in Ubersreich. Folks up and vanishing, moving on elsewhere, or down the Teufel, as we like to say, meaning not breathing as they go, eh? Now it's our job to look after the shoddy side of Ubersreich. We won't be patrolling the hill, and no, Morgensight's not for the likes of us. Nah, it's the docks and the dregs for us. Whenever you're in the precinct, keep a sharp eye out too. Be wary of large groups of outdoorfers. They're trouble. Most of me mates from the watch, they're gone now, are on the wall with the rest of the loyalists. Other than me and the captain and a few other trustworthy sorts, you're on your own. Listen, I'll patrol with you for a bit, show you your duties and such. Then you're on your own.
Okay.
Ooh, sounds good. I like being on my own, especially if there's a requirement for not being particularly tall, which is something I have in spades.
Yeah. Over the next kind of couple hours, he doesn't really talk much. Questions that you ask, if they're related to the city or the watch, he'll answer them. But, you know, the moment you try and kind of ask him about him or anything, he's very good at deflecting questions that he clearly doesn't want to answer.
Can I tip a little bit of booze out from my hip flask and ask him all the same? Just tip it out into his cup as a kind of an encouragement.
Yeah. And he drinks it, nods. That's good. Did you keep that on you all the time, dear?
Certainly do.
Yeah, good. You'll need that when you're out and about, especially night duty. Gets a bit nippy out there.
Aye.
Yeah. Just don't be drunk. It's not good being drunk. It's harder to run, it's harder to fight, it's harder to chase the crooks. Listen, there was a time when you'd either be day or night patrol, but not anymore. No, 3 by day, 3 by night. Good news, you've arrived in time for the 3 by day. So, suggest enjoy the rest of your evening, get a good night's sleep.
You see better.
Eventually, you all make your way back to the barracks, and finally, amidst the snoring and the slight sort of so the watch barracks is up here. So amidst the snoring and the the groaning and grumbling, you all eventually find sleep. Following day, true to his word, you find Clump and Klug outside the customs house about 11 o'clock.
How's he looking? Is he looking fresh or like he's been out all night?
He's looking like he looked the day before.
So like he's been out for the last 10 nights?
Yeah, like he's just out on the lash every night and a bit of an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Well, glad to see you're all here. Armbands on display, I see. He looks at Thomas. Come on.
Can I just demonstrate that I totally on display? He was just like, looking from the wrong angle.
Yes. Got my eye on you.
Yeah. Blow him a kiss.
Mr. Yakubun. Well, shall we? Let's go. Wonderful. Guide you along the Teufelsbrücke, the riverbound district more widely known as the docks. As he does so, he's kind of walking you sort of from here, sort of down towards this kind of area. As he does so, he takes it a very leisurely walk, nothing strenuous. Yeah, well, that alleyway there, you can always find a couple of thieves loitering, you know. If you're a bit short on the old fines, just make yourself known. Ah, there. Yeah. Well, that's where old Petra was murdered. Pretty well earned.
I'm going to try and avoid any side of Big Willie by the sounds of it.
There
Is
we
he
are.
as big as Ella?
It's maybe not as tall as Ella, but Ella's thighs have got nothing on his arms.
He is a big lad then.
They said once he squashed a man's skull with his bare hands. Can't say I believe it, but it wouldn't surprise me. His fucking hands. Almost like his mate, who stabbed somebody 3 times with a quill. His name's Wick.
I was going to say.
Oh yeah, John, I've heard of him.
Yeah. Yeah.
John
Likes his
Wick.
dogs. Don't hurt his dogs. He gets hungry. All right, let's go down this way. So this is the slums area, and it kind of takes you away from the front and sort of into these buildings, sort of here. Not really the best place to be, but you know, we have to patrol where we have to patrol. Can you all give me a perception test? It is a challenging perception test.
Yeah, which is why I want that talent.
Dear
Remember?
gods.
You may use fortune to reroll. Rembrandt. Looking good.
Challenging, right? Do I
this
get any
Rembrandt.
bonuses for having?
I'd say it's not Rembrandt looking good, it's Lanwin.
Yeah, Langman's looking good. Yeah.
Do I get any bonuses for having urban talents?
Oh no, wait, what? Eh? It
What?
keeps changing. No, it is me looking good. What's going on?
What urban talent do you have?
I'm not sure, but it's probably not enough to affect a 76 roll, so I'll just shut the
No.
fuck up.
Yeah, no. Okay, so let's have a look. Ella, look at you with your outstanding success. Lanwin, doing well. Thomas, no, not so good. Who the hell was that? Volquin, awesome. So Volquin, Lanwin, Ella, Elgast, Rembrandt, double checking that was everybody. How did Kay do? Yeah, no,
Terrible.
terrible. Just 1 second. It's getting dark in here. Actually, I can't see what I'm doing. You notice as you're on sort of one of the edge of one of the small markets that kind of pops up in amongst the slums area, you've kind of just walked around the corner, market in front of you, maybe half a dozen to 10 stalls, but very poor stalls, you know, people doing their best to sell things, but it's not great stuff, you know. It's like, would you like a piece of heather, darling? You know, kind of that kind of heather seller and stuff like that. But what you do notice is a youngish lad, probably teenage. You watch as he surreptitiously slits a money pouch off a middle-aged woman who's bartering with somebody, and then strides on through the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
If I elbow Rudy and point at the urchin, is that one of the ones we should be catching?
He looks at you witheringly and shoves you
Towards the kid.
towards the kid.
I'll get my jog on.
Okay. Anybody else jogging on?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody give me, if you're going to go for a run after this kid, give me an athletics test, please.
Any particular difficulty?
Straight up challenging.
Is everything challenging? And challenging is just 0.
Challenging is just 0. Yeah. Most things, unless I say otherwise, would be challenging.
96.
I think I'm out of breath.
Why is mine doing a 30 or 60 when I put it as challenging?
You got anything that adds to it?
No, I'm 40.
Are you sure you're selecting challenging and not average?
No, definitely challenging because it's 0.
Have you got any advantage for no reason?
Oh, I've got a running advantage, haven't I? Sorry, no, I've got a modifier.
I've still got.
I've got a talent.
Last week.
I've got a modifier to 20 for some reason.
Hold on,
Yeah.
everybody's got advantage still.
I've deleted mine.
Yeah, just remove. If you've got advantage show on your character sheet, remove it.
Yeah,
Oh,
just take it
that
off.
could be it then. Sorry.
How would that show? Zed?
Yeah, well,
So if you look at your character, so advantage shows on the combat tab at the very top.
okay.
It will say advantage 0.
Yeah.
If you've got no advantage.
Changed.
When we get to fight, we'll explain advantage
Mhm.
again. Okay, so looking at this, Ella.
Hang on, ignore the other 2 rolls. This is the actual rolls and well.
Not Ella.
I'll reroll.
I got a +1 if that helps.
Still comes up with average, not challenging every
Yeah,
time.
always starts at average. It always comes up at average by default. I might be able to reset it.
Well, no, that's definitely not going to work.
Well, technically not in combat. Wouldn't an average be a normal roll? It's only in combat that challenging is a standard roll, isn't it?
You're winding through traffic, so
Yeah.
This
Sounds
is,
reasonable.
no, but yeah, maybe. All right. Looking at this, okay, you catch up to the thief. What are you going to do?
Right, you little shit, give me that purse now.
Can I grab him by the scruff of
You're
his
not with me
shirt
yet.
and pick him up?
You are not with me yet. Is he with me yet?
Not yet. They're probably 20 or 30 yards behind. You can see people being bumped out the way as they're all kind of converging on you, but you managed to get there the fastest.
All right. You've got 3 seconds to give me that purse, you little shit.
All right. Go easy on me. Go easy. Here. And he hands over the purse.
Okay, and I'll just hide it away in my under my leather armor.
Okay. Okay. At that point, the rest of you all arrive, followed by a very wheezing Klumpenklug. Ah, well done. So, hand it over then.
Go on then, hand it over.
Go ahead.
Did I notice that? Because I was literally right with you.
You were
Yeah.
20, 30 yards away.
I had a
suppose.
+2 success, the same as you.
Oh, did you? Yeah, you would have. If you had +2
okay.
success, then yeah, he would have known. He would have. Would you
Okay.
have done that? Sorry.
Yes, and I'm going to take it out from under the jerkin, and I'm going to try and tip a couple coins out into the jerkin as I pull it back out.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
I'm not watching that hard.
You're not watching that hard.
Oh, why would I doubt this fine woman who's part
Hang
of
on.
my watch
What's
companions?
What's your name, Dave? Oh, Rembrandt. Rembrandt, keep your eyes on him. Make sure he doesn't run away.
Give me.
I nod and I'm on the job.
Give me a straight up challenging stealth check, please.
Oh, Jesus. Hang on, stealth.
I know. You're not great at anything at basic level.
I haven't got stealth listed.
You should have. Under grouped and advanced skills. Just basic 30.
Oh, stealth. Yeah, I got it. Beg your pardon. Get on a what? Challenging.
Just a straight challenging roll, yeah. Because you have a few eyes on you as you're doing this.
What are you playing, guy, by the way?
Come on.
You managed to get 1 shilling out of the.
Fucking take that, given the fact I started with like 4 fucking pennies.
So on your character sheet, just left click where it says silver shilling quality 0.
Yeah,
Left.
there you go.
There you go.
Right.
And you hand it over to Clump and Klug. He goes, good, excellent. So,
What we do with the littler man? Swift
At that
cuff,
point-
swift
that
cuff and send him on his way.
running up as well, and she goes, "Oh, thank you, sir, thank you." And he smiles. He tips out into his meaty hand a load of money. Turns the bag up, looks inside, looks at his hand, puts that into his pocket, tightens up the purse, and hands it over to the lady. As you know, there's a spot fine, that is, for leaving your bag unguided and causing the watch to have to run. Now, be on with you. Make sure your property's safe and more secure in the future, my dear.
And for the
As
God's
for you?
sake, take a bath.
Sorry?
And for the God's sake, take a bath or I'll fine you again.
As for you, get lost. Consider this your warning. Next time, there won't be a fine for you. You'll be arrested and put in the stocks. Be off with you. Oh, yes. And the pair of them kind of split up. Woman casting daggers at the thief. The thief kind of backing away, looking at the 8 of you and kind of not realising just, oh, well, that was very good. And he puts his hand back into the pocket. It's a shilling for you, and a shilling for you, and a shilling for you, and a shilling for you, a shilling for you, one for you, and one for you. Excellent. Well, that was an excellent morning. I think it's time for a drink, gentlemen, ladies. Shall we?
Has he passed us each a shilling?
You may all add a shilling to your characters.
What, a silver shilling?
Yes.
Oh.
Don't complain, Dart.
No, wasn't it? I thought a shilling was like a
Yeah.
20,
Yeah.
25 pennies or something.
That is a lot of money that
Yeah.
he's just given you. Yes.
It's
He's
20.
probably just cleared out the woman's half the woman's life savings.
I just like to comment to him that it's a good life and they're watching it, and go for a drink with him.
It is very much a good life. Very much a good life. Takes you to where's he going to take you? It's going to take you over to the Ruggers boarding house. Not the most amazing of places to drink, but still, it is. Well, not the most. It's not the most salubrious in town. It is rather, it's one below spit and sawdust on the floor type situation. The tables.
One below.
Yes, one below. The tables are not great. They're creaky. The dining room smells. The plates are a little bit grubby. The ale is definitely watered down, but it's half the price. It's probably like
It's a day drinking place.
a penny a pint.
Is it the place where it's got a rat in the barrel to add a little body?
He just puts a shilling on the table. All right, Grandma, let's have drinks all around for my new recruits. And ale, not the greatest quality of ale, lands in front of you. And you sit down and enjoy, for the next hour or so, a crap pint.
I would like to publicly, I want to have a very good look around at who's checking us out with this lad.
There are 2 or 3 sailors sort of sat in various parts of the bar. There's also what appears to be maybe a half dozen stevedores, dock workers, just kind of here, looking, watching you, but also kind of talking quietly amongst themselves.
Are any of them specifically watching Captain Lightfingers? Sorry, what if I forgot? I wasn't paying attention to his name. Oh, anyone?
Rudy.
Rudy.
Rumpelstiltskin.
Everybody's watching Rudy, and everybody's watching you because you're the watch, and you all have your watch trappings visible.
Excuse me.
Rudy had a general conversation with this woman he called Grandma. Her name is Anna Rugger. She's the owner of this place, Rugger's Boarding House. She's polite enough, bit gruff, bit grey around the edges. What you find though is that every one of the stevedores and the sailors are incredibly respectful to her, calling her mom, and to the point that a couple of burly stevedores clean the table up and take everything over to the counter, stuff like that, once they've finished.
Bit of respect around here.
She certainly, yes, they certainly pay her respect.
I would like to engage her in conversation, not intimidation or anything like that. Just a bit of a gossip and a haggle and a bit of a chat,
Yeah.
Find out, ingratiate myself, but
Okay.
But that, yeah.
All right.
Would that be a gossip or a haggle? Probably a gossip, right?
Gossip.
Maybe an intuition.
No, gossip.
Gossip. Challenge.
Generally speaking, it's gossip.
Yeah. I'm gonna have another go at that.
Okay.
You can say dice.
Yes.
I'll just sit down. Fine.
Can I go over and ask some gossip
Yeah,
stuff?
she doesn't really open up to you. You get the sense that she's a little bit wary of the fact that you have your watch bandana kind of stuck in your jacket in such a way that she can see it occasionally, and that you've just walked in with a bunch of watchmen. And Ella, you're even worse. Chatting away to a couple of stevedores, they just clam up immediately, and they all kind of look into their pints and pies, trying not to make eye contact with you until you eventually get the hint that they're not going to talk to you, and you walk away.
Looking around the room, is there anybody that is looking differently at us, like nervous, or they look out of place in the room, or something that is worth going and poking and prodding?
Not really.
They're just sticking to themselves because the watch is in, right?
Yeah, and I'm just going to enjoy this crap pint.
Yeah.
I'm barely drinking any.
Yeah, no, not really. It's very much a it's very much
August for such a poor establishment. It seems pretty clean.
You're in their territory, and they're all just nervous because the watch are in the territory. Why? It's hard to tell whether because they're criminals or whether it's because they're not used to the watch being in here.
And they want to keep the money.
Yes.
I'm going to just say to Rudy, so what's the story with Mrs. Rugger?
Well, she's the, she's married to the master of the Boatsman's Guild. This is kind of his place, if you know what I'm saying, where they meet, or one of the places they meet at least. Carsten, his name is. Listen, I wouldn't cause trouble in here if I was you, lads. I'd be mindful of your manners, be respectful, try not to impose any fines while you're in here, if you know what I'm saying. Because
that explains why those sailors over there have been so respectful.
Yeah. Nobody likes a fish hook in their neck while they're sleeping. Not
Good to know.
that I think it's happened, but we have found a few people in the river with fish hooks in their necks. The big ones for dragging big fish. Not little tiny fish hooks, but big kind of.
Very careless of them.
Yeah, that's what we said. That's what we said. We did, of course. We came around and we asked a few questions, and the conclusion was they were just careless.
Yep. Was the only thing of note that they were a bit impolite and,
Yeah. Apparently one of them, he had a few choice words to say about the quality of the dining in here. Apparently he fell over in the docks where a couple of fish hooks were.
Well, he got suicide, right?
That's damn careless.
Yeah, careless. Yeah. You're catching on, lads. You're catching on. That's how the city works. We just smooth over the lumps and bumps. The rest of the city just operate. Never get too involved. Remember, you're the watch. And if somebody's put you out, there's a fine for that. Listen, I'm done for the afternoon. I think I can trust you. Take another walk round here, then bugger off. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, Rudy, and thank you for the tour. Much
Yeah,
appreciated.
you're welcome. Just show your face. A couple more hours, lads.
Rembrandt starts to do so and says, Rudy?
Will you stop that?
I'm trying, Rudy. Old habits.
The last thing you see is as he puts his hat on, is him shaking his head as he's walking out of the thing. Let's take a 7-minute break to 9 o'clock.
Okie dokie.
Right.
And I've got to remember, Jet is here. He's just very quiet.
I am
and you
here.
poke him a bit and make him do things.
I'm enjoying all the banter.
Rembrandt's half doing it to piss him off.
Yeah.
He's not
Perfect.
Sorry about that. Sorry about the delay. Am I early or late?
Late, you're the last.
Yeah. I mean, sorry.
Everyone's just arrived, so you're not late.
Sorry.
That's good.
Oh, so it's basically you walk 4 squares. It's like, you know, this tabletop game.
Yes, correct.
I need to look at Streamlabs because it crashed twice in a row, which is really annoying.
I really want to get the talent intimidate. No, sorry, menacing. It's 100 XP.
Yeah, I said when you made your character, that sounded like a really good talent.
Yeah, but I want mighty blow instead.
See, I can get menacing as part of my career, so I can actually buy that. No, but I don't know what it is.
Well, I can get it. I just got to pay 100 XP for it.
Yeah.
Where do you see these?
Talents.
The talents you'll have some grey ones at the bottom.
I
They're
don't
ones
have
that
any
are
great
positive.
talents at all.
Then you bought your talents.
Zed bought them for me. He did a very good job.
Does it cost anything to unlock a skill that's grey?
No, you can just
Don't
click
need to
on it.
invest in it.
Yeah, you can click on it. You don't need to invest.
Oh, really? So I can unlock flee, sprint, and step aside?
Those are your talents.
Oh, talent, sorry, right, sorry.
You can't do that to talents, no.
Oh, it's skills, right, sorry.
Those you have to invest in talents.
Yeah,
You gotta-
just
they cost 100 each.
Yeah.
So the one, unless they're the ones that are in your career. If you want anything outside of it, it's double that.
I'm glad I've got my acute sense of sight, which is nice.
That'll give you like massive perception bonuses, right?
Well, it's good for perception, yeah.
And,
'Cause
like,
I'll see things that you'll miss. As long as you get the roll.
Also, at long distance, you can make out details or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, Medi, you're basically my wife. You'll tell me where I put my keys and that kind of thing, right?
You've got it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly.
And it'll be just on the outside of your door.
Have you looked where you left them?
You guys are
Clearly
a harsh
not.
crowd.
It's always the last
Because
place you
I'm
look as well.
Of course, it's always the last place you look.
So that's when you stop looking.
Not necessarily.
But have you checked in your hands? That's a nice old age check as well.
I'm not gonna admit to having them in my hands, having looked for them. In my pockets is a different story.
I hope that my glasses would have been on top of my head. I'm looking for my glasses.
I do with sunglasses sometimes, yeah.
That's the big problem with glasses. To find the one thing that you really need to find your glasses would be some kind of
Bastard
sight
glasses.
fading device.
So-
Anyway,
The rest of the day, you literally just spend walking along the dock front and in and amongst the slums.
Question: I'm trying to keep an eye out for that lady who lost her purse.
Okay.
Oh no, you're not one of those, are you?
don't. I've never seen this guy before in my life, by the way.
Okay. So you kind of surreptitiously steer the group that direction. All right. Give me a hard perception test,
All right, guys, I'll fail this.
but just you.
Rembrandt, why are we going down this? Why are we going this way?
Told you it fell.
And
There was trouble here last time. Thought, might find trouble again. I think the watch has already been through. They ain't going to come through again. We'll surprise a few more.
Good thinking, that.
gets to late afternoon, and you're all kind of. I don't know how long we're supposed to do this for. He just said, take a wander around and then fuck off. So you decide to fuck off.
I'd say it's been about as long as we were looking around here before.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the watch patrol, right?
Is there anything you want to do this evening in particular?
I wouldn't mind going to a different pub and getting something to eat.
Okay.
I would quite
What was
like
that
to-
one that fella said the other day?
Oh, the
But not the Raven.
Not the rain.
no, so I've not written it down.
I was thinking about going back to the Dockers pub and just, not being a copper and just sort of chilling out there for a bit. Maybe I get some food, keeping out the way, sitting in the corner, taking some local air.
Bit
seeing
soon,
if-
don't you think?
Have a nice meal and a fish hook.
Well, try not to trip over in the dark, not that kind of thing. Because there's quite a lot of us, I'm aware. And if we go anywhere to hang out, we're gonna not be very good at hanging out.
Yeah. There are 7 of you, and it's very, very
Who's-
True, but
Who's
we don't,
kinda
have, we, don't have
low-key?
to, we don't have to identify as the watch, right? We could take the
No,
armband.
no.
No,
Well, when we're off duty, we can take these guns off. In fact,
it's going in my chest when I get back to the watch office.
Yeah.
Because we'll head back there first, then go back out.
Yeah, you don't have to identify as the watch when you're off duty.
going out.
Out. Ooh, I thought we just went out.
We've got a shilling.
Well, you've got a few shillings amongst you now.
And I've not told you lot this, but I used to be a messenger, and shillings the most I've seen in a long, long time. We didn't get paid much carrying messages.
I will give you.
You know the city then. Where's a good place to eat?
I'll scour my memory and think of somewhere that's sort of my pay grade.
So it's
you-
your pay grade.
Yeah,
How about
So a place you might treat yourself. So
yeah.
maybe 2 coppers a pint.
the Exploding Pig?
Oh, yeah, there's a place that I used to go to quite a lot. It's the Exploding Pig. Whenever I was in this area.
Rented by merchants, traders, and on market days, visiting farmers. 2 floors of a hive of gossip, especially amongst the local burghers.
Yes.
Why is it called the Exploding Pig?
Oh, I don't know. I heard some story that somebody put a pig on a spit and left it there, and it just broke open like a ripe apple.
Is it on the northern side of town by any chance?
It is just on the outskirts of. It is here, just on the outskirts of
The merchant quarter.
the merchant quarter.
Yeah, why not?
Okay,
Sounds
we all
good to
going
me.
together? I suppose they don't know us. If we go mufti, then we'll be fine.
I feel we ought to stick together.
Yeah,
It's a bit
I
fun,
think
yeah.
so too.
With the new guys on the watch, word will be getting around, and also I've got a feeling that some of the higher ups in the city are interested in what we make of ourselves. That's not necessarily a good thing.
Well, I'd like to think that Asana Hay will be looking out for us as well and see what we're doing. You know, the magistrate, the barrister.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, it's all well and good if we're proven innocent, but if we've got knives in our back, then it's a bit of a problem.
We may be living in interesting times with that one.
Yeah.
If you all want to stick together and go to the pub together and have some food, then I'll go with you. If they want to be a little splinter off and go somewhere different, I will go with the splinter, the low-key splinter.
Go on, Thomas. I owe you a pint anyway from the other night.
All right, cool. Let's go. You had me at O.
Are you going to? Are you all going to head to the exploding pig then?
Yeah, why not?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's busy. A lot of certainly a lot of merchants and traders, people dressing to impress, maybe trying to look a little bit above their normal station. There's a lot of conversation happening, whispered conversation around tables, a few people being a little bit more vocal as they drink more, but generally, yeah, it's a decent atmosphere. Certainly better all round than the Ruggers boarding house.
I'm going to try to eavesdrop on a few conversations while I'm in there and pick up a little bit of gossip so I can.
Yeah, same.
Anything good going on?
See if there's anyone
I'm
talking
doing the
about
same
people
too.
getting accosted in certain areas that we could check out the next day. That might be.
Okay.
I get us some money.
By all means, give me gossip tests.
Challenging?
More gossip.
Challenging test.
Challenging test or?
Oh, sorry, challenging. Yes, sorry. Yeah.
It states conditions, does it?
Sorry, no, it would be, for the most part, it would probably be an average test, actually.
Nope. So re-rolls.
Just add 20 to the target number. Or re-roll.
Success.
Yeah, that's fine.
Where are we at?
Now we're talking.
I can't see me roll. Hang on. Right, so 74. So I'd have a challenge. I'd have a +5.
Remember, have you got a 64 in gossip?
No, with average, I've got 64 in gossip. I've got 44 in gossip.
I got a 54 standard.
0, isn't it?
I'm basically
No, challenging 0.
Yeah.
Spend the evening hopping around the tables, going and sitting and drinking with people and talking and trying to get myself.
Social butterfly.
That's exactly it. But really, what I'm trying to do is try and dig out anything that might help us for the next day, or anything that would lead us to kind of illicit activities or something like that.
What would my score be if I had a +20 on my rolls? So what would that be? 42
+2. It's a +2.
Do we need to talk about the pies and look for source of the pies and the
That'll be
carnival?
42 versus 60.
Yeah, so it'd be a +2 success.
You'd have got +2. I failed by 2%.
Are you wondering what caused the riot and maybe we should investigate?
Maybe. I mean, it could just be a random act of God which threw us together, or it could be part of a larger plot.
Yeah, but why would a group of people like that just suddenly start attacking unless it's a distraction to attack that woman?
Somebody shoot a crossbow at that guy on the thing?
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm more interested in. We've been accused of murder. Who actually murdered us? Because they framed us for.
There's not much gossip. Well, there's not much gossip. There's a couple of snippets. There's a couple of people nursing black eyes at table, and they're obviously still a little bit bitter about the whole thing. You know, oh, it wasn't fair. I was caught up in it, and I had to pay a 10-shilling fine.
I see.
At all. All I did was threw a couple of punches. I took worse than I gave. Real sense of who they thought did it, or who started it, or why. A couple of other things you pick up. There's a little bit of antagonism in the town council with the Metalworkers Guild and the Merchants Guild have not recently seen eye to eye on pricing, and as such there's a little bit of a tit for tat going on between the two. Also, the town council have approached both the leaders of the cult of Sigmar, Verena and Shalya, to help with organising town affairs, but none of the three religious figures have, as of yet, decided to offer their aid. Nobody knows quite why, especially Shalya, who is often a more charitable god.
I thought the Sigmarites would be interested in holding the Empire law, and
Guildmaster Hans Fuhrman of the Carters Guild seems to hold himself aloft from his fellow council members. He views himself as the second only to the Burgermeister. He has a fondness for Eilhart wines. Pays well over the odds for the stuff.
Okay, somewhere.
Though a couple of the table that are kind of discussing this, one of the youngish men goes, yeah, sorry as you think. I've heard he doesn't know one wine from the other. As long as it's in an Eilhart bottle, he'll think it's Eilhart. Oh, really? Well, there's an avenue to make a few coin then. He's easy to spot because he's fat, red-faced, and gout-ridden.
And where can we find it?
There's a couple of people talking quite quietly. Rumour has it that Shorehammer, Grodny Shorehammer, the de facto leader of the dwarves' town population, is rather bitter.
he's a dwarf.
No,
Yeah.
he's rather bitter.
Has
towards
somebody
the
been short?
Emperor, claiming that he believes that the Jungfreuds were set up and betrayed by the Emperor, and as such does not wish to be linked to such underhanded behaviour, and has withdrawn his support from the Burgermeister.
Sorry, what was that? So he believes who betrayed who?
So Grodny
The Emperor.
Shorehammer believes that the Emperor betrayed the Jungfreuds when they were removed, by having them removed from power here in Ubersreich in favour of others. And as such, he has refused to
Support the new.
support the Burgermeister in his newly appointed, well, it's not newly appointed role, but his more prominent position. The rest of the gossip is just day-to-day mundane stuff. Though one woman sort of talking to a couple of friends, basically you catch her say, I heard another one's gone missing down at the docks. It's the fourth in a month. The watch don't want anything to do with it, though.
Why didn't the watch want anything to do with it?
No money in it. Not today. Are we going to get would somebody like to engage them in conversation?
Yeah, I'll quite happily do that.
That's what I was just doing.
Oh, sorry.
I was asking them.
Oh,
Well, They said it's more likely, most likely, just a case of they got fed up with their women nagging them. So, yeah.
What do you think?
Have anything to do with it? Well, I don't know. I'm not the watch, am I? I don't live there either. I just heard.
Yeah, I'm not the watch either. I don't understand it.
But who's gone missing then? How many? With the men, women, children?
Men, a couple of women, mostly men. I heard one was taking a shit when he went missing.
That's unfortunate if you couldn't wipe.
Maybe you wiped too hard.
Maybe
Yeah,
something. pulled
Maybe he
into
wiped
the
himself out of
toilet.
existence.
Oh, hang on. He was on the toilet when he went missing.
Oh,
What? What I heard?
Where did they all come from then?
What,
Yeah,
he got
mostly
pulled
in
down
the,
the toilet? How can someone be pulled down the toilet?
Mostly in the slums. I don't know if they were pulled down the toilet. They just went to the toilet and didn't come back.
Oh, okay. Oh, right.
So
Maybe
when
they
you
were pulled down the toilet. Ooh.
Zed, when you say the slums, do you mean up what do you count as the slums?
It's that
Yeah, where-
area, this kind of area, or this kind of area, sort
I
of.
don't know what you're pointing at because it's so zoomed out. Oh,
Yeah, okay, by the docks.
okay.
Fair enough.
so basically, where we patrolled this morning.
Where you were patrolling this morning.
Was there anything in common with the people that disappeared?
I don't know. I'm not the watch.
No, but you hear rumours, don't you?
Yeah, they're all poor. Not like me.
Maybe it's
So
the
not least-
alligators in the sewers.
Alligators in the sewers. I've heard the rat men down in the sewers, not alligators.
Right,
Way
men,
we go.
really?
Yeah. But to be honest, I think they're just tales that people tell the kids to stop them from playing down in the sewers.
Rat tails.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Are there bounties on those?
On the tails.
What?
Ratman tails, yeah.
I think it's a joke. Maybe. You have to go see the Burgermeister.
Everyone knows there's no such thing as a rat person.
Exactly. Yeah, you're a tall lass, aren't you?
Yeah. You wouldn't get me going down the sewers, I'm too tall.
Would I get you going down at all? Should we?
No, it wouldn't get me going down the sewers, I'm too tall to go down the sewers.
Okay. So you're not interested for a shilling? We go around the alleyway. Quickie.
Sorry, but you're out of my you're out of my pay grade.
Where are we? Yeah. I'm getting drunk. Fuck off.
Thank you,
No.
ladies. It's been special.
Truly charming.
You have a cracking night. And if I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window.
What? Cool.
Well-
Okay. So my little compatriots that we've got a little drinking circle that's sitting back and observing this.
Yep.
We what do you think, boys? Friends? Countrymen? Do you think we should get involved in this, or do you think we should stick to a quiet life in the watch?
Well, if we're going to get involved, it's going to be on watch time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but
Are there fines
yeah,
for
Get
being
paid for it. Yeah.
rat-shaped and underground? I reckon there should be.
I'm wondering, is there a reward? Do
Well,
we
that
get
we need-
promoted? That's money.
Let's
Surely there's no rats. There must be a criminal organisation or something. Definitely worth investigating.
Why not both?
I bet they turn up with fish hooks.
Just
Smell
check
like
now.
dirty rats.
See,
Yeah, but
if
we should make
anybody
sure we're
would
going to
know-
get a reward out of this, right? Before
If
we
anybody would know about what's going on in the sewers in that district, surely it would be our soon-to-be friends in the Dockmakers Guild. Is it worth giving them having a little chat whilst we're out of uniform?
We are out of uniform.
Exactly.
That's what I
Whilst,
said.
so yes, whilst we're out of uniform.
Could be.
Who's particularly chatty in this group? I was wondering. So I was wanting to go back there anyway earlier anyway. I'm thinking now we've got a little bit more info, so it's very OC.
Well,
I'll go
Thomas,
and have a chat.
I was going to say I've been told I'm quite easy to talk to.
All right.
I can be quite charming when needs be.
Cool. Is it early evening kind of time, or is it getting quite late?
Right now? Yeah, it's getting late.
I reckon that's a great time to pop down to that pub and just have a quick chat about missing peoples. What do you think, gentlemen? Should we go
On
tea?
watch time.
Why not?
Oh, I'm not going there on watch time. We get laughed at.
We'll get more information now than we will wearing armbands.
Well, I'll tell you what might be worth doing on the way there.
Yeah.
Asking people in the slums around there to see if they've heard anything. You've always got waifs and strays wandering around this time of night.
And hopefully staying wandering around, not disappearing down holes. That's what we don't want.
See, that's the thing. We don't know what time they all disappeared. It could have been different times of day. It could be just through the night.
You know, one thing you can say about someone who disappears down a hole, you can't find them. If you can't find them, I reckon you could probably find someone for getting eaten by a being eaten by a skaven.
What?
By what?
A skaven.
What's a
Who's
skaven?
daft?
Oh, it's
Bollocks,
just
that's what's
I
going
heard
on.
the story of last week. Don't worry about it, boys. Let's. Should we go?
Why not?
And off we proceed on our merry way.
Yeah, I vote we go along there now while people are a bit more lubricated.
Yeah. And can we play the next bit in Vermintide?
No. What are you doing?
Or
Heading
Balkan.
over to dock area.
Yeah,
To the
We're going to the rugger boarding house.
Okay, you can go back to the Rugger Boarding House. Okay, so you
Yeah.
go back from Marketplatz on the main road, up over the bridge,
yeah.
down into the Rugger Boarding House. The boarding house is pretty full, actually.
Did you want to chat with some waifs and strays on the way?
Yeah, if
I don't
anybody's
know.
wandering around the streets on the way there, I mean close to the boarding house, yeah, in the poor area, just want to surreptitiously say, I heard people are going missing around here. What's happening?
Trying to speak to people. Give me a charm.
Are there any
Oh, I
lights
don't
around
have
there?
charm. I've got
I do.
intimidate. I've got
You
goss-
have charm.
gossip.
Average or challenging?
I've got.
Oh, I've got
charm.
charm. Sorry, ignore that. I've got charm. Sorry,
Everybody has charm because it's the basic skill.
Yes.
I just didn't roll it. Look
What
high enough.
That's tonight.
What difficulty, sir?
Very charming, Lamon.
It would actually be at +20 because you're talking to people who are brass and you're brass, so it's a bit easier for them to pay attention to
Oh,
you.
Oh.
what did
So
I get?
my-
Yes, buts.
+1 would be a +3.
I'm going to re-roll mine.
I think in some situations we need to kind of pick an order in terms of one person. You can have people aiding. 7 of you going off charming tells me that you're talking to 7 different people,
Sorry.
not the same person, right? There's no way 7 of you trying to charm the same person is actually going to terrify them.
Look into my
Oh,
eyes.
I-
No, other eyes.
I
Look
will
in the eyes.
withdraw from this charm then.
I will use intimidate instead then.
I've got a 0 success.
You
Same.
can have one person can take the lead and up to 3 people can aid, as long as they have at least 1 advance in the skill. That grants an extra +10 to the target number for the person making the roll.
Then I
I've
should be able to aid.
No idea.
So
what
I got
that means.
+1. I'll re-roll that as a average, yeah?
I got a +5 in my charm.
And totally fuck it, so never mind.
Yeah, I got +5 in charm, but I'm not really charming, so I don't tend to roll it.
I got
just thought-
14. I got. 14.
So, question: I have 47 charm.
Yeah.
Can I aid or be aided?
So the problem with you is
I'm silver.
You're silver, so you're at a -20 immediately.
So if I aid, will that impede someone?
No. That's an interesting question. I'm going to say no.
Okay.
I've
So
got
I'm
45 charm, and I'm brass 3, so what does that mean?
So brass 3 means you're at the same status level as people you're engaging with, so you're at a standard test, and you get 3 successes.
3 successes?
Or
What do you
5 successes if you've got a... What did you roll?
mean? I rolled a 96
6
over 65
minus.
Yeah, you would fail. Yeah.
minus 3.
People are intimidated by your height.
So Zed, I'm at a charm 33 with a I've got 5 points in it for a total of 38.
Yeah.
And I got a 0 roll for a yes but.
Okay.
I think it's between me and Medi, isn't it?
Yeah, I got a 0 roll as well.
Yeah. Okay. Between you all, you can...
We scare the shit out of half the
Oh, go on,
population.
tell us.
Yeah. You can find somebody that kind of gives you a few moments of their time. They're slightly pissed. They're just leaving one of the local bars.
I'll give him a swig from my hip flask to encourage him.
Missing people, you say? Yeah, people around here go missing all the time. Apparently a lot of them float down the river, if you know what I'm saying.
I heard one went missing while having on the toilet.
Well, that's a first. I've not heard that. God, that's got to be a way to go, hasn't it? Can you imagine that? Managing your own business.
Well, doing your own business.
Without even a by your leave. You've gone missing. Yeah, that's not a good way to go. So, why is it interesting to you lot?
Just don't want to go missing.
Well, I don't think you'll go missing. I mean, there's 7 of you.
There were 8 of us.
Unless you know, unless of course they're all there. You're wearing all those just for show. I don't think very many people will mess with you lot. To be honest, she's quite scary, quite tall. Reminds me of that Knack woman. You know, that Imperial Herald girl. Lords it over the town.
What, you mean the captain of the watch?
No,
No. The second, one of the 2 power players in town.
The problem with this area is nobody really cares, right? If people go missing, yeah, the watch take a wander, they have a look, if they can be bothered. Sometimes I get the sense that, just walking down here is too much for their legs. They'd rather be in the pub having a pint.
Bloody watch.
Yeah, bloody watch. But wasn't much better under the young Freud, so it is what it is, I suppose. Yeah. No, I don't know. People go missing all the time. Just the nature of the city, right?
It cleans itself up.
People choose to leave. I mean, they always say there's better life in Altdorf. Seat of the Emperor and stuff. Lots of jobs there. Not like here. Piddly little town in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. Listen to me. I'm all bitter and twisted. I'm gonna go sleep this off.
Well, sorry to bring your evening down.
Yeah, you haven't done that.
Well, there's always tomorrow. That's what I say. Always tomorrow.
Always tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be a shame. Yeah, she's scary. Too tall.
I'm going to set off towards the rugged boarding house.
So, if you think medieval times, the average height of somebody was about 5'5".
Small.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Okay.
So, in a medieval setting, 6'4" woman stands out a lot.
Yeah.
Especially
I'm
one
six-
that's a bit
I mean,
muscly
I'm a
as well.
tall dude, and you are taller than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
your name
taller than me.
Brianna?
I'm 6'1". See, I'm 6'1", so there's two tall people. She's taller than I am.
Yeah.
I just stand back a bit.
I just put 5'10".
Yeah.
Do I
You're
get
all-
a menacing skill for free since I'm 6 foot?
No, you can't.
No.
Sadly not. Taking a wander around the docks, you know, you could speak to 2 or 3 other people over, you know, using your various charming and gossiping skills, and nobody's really talking. There's that sense of distrust, not because people think you're the watch, but just people want to be left alone. They want to mind their own business. They don't want to answer questions, especially at night. You know, there's 7 of you kind of in a group, and it's dark. There's very little lighting, if any lighting, especially in the docks and the slums areas. And you're at a point now where the Thieves Guild are operating, and people are just wanting to get home.
So I was thinking we could have gone in. Maybe we need to split up a little bit, but I know splitting up is going to be difficult from a GM point of view.
Can handle it as long as 7 of you don't go completely separate directions. Then that gets a little bit tiresome.
I would like, if we're going to the pub, to the dock workers pub to have a chat, I'd like just a couple of us, maybe the smaller sort of people. No offense to the big lads.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Any hands up? I'll go. Medi, you were quite chatty, weren't you?
I like to chat.
Alright.
And,
Anyone else feel subtle? 2's good. 3's better.
Yeah, Kate, we'll take Kate.
fine.
Could you, the lady, to ease things?
I'll come along.
I'll come along.
I'm a lady.
Okay.
Lady, no.
What would the rest of you like to do with your evening?
I was going to go with you guys.
We can't go.
Yeah,
We can't go to the boarding house and have a drink. We just go to separate tables.
Very smooth. Do the notchland walk as we go in, yeah?
Yeah, just going separately.
The place is busy. Again, mostly stevedores, deckhands, sailors, dock workers. There's a fairly decent. The atmosphere is good, and like this morning, or like at lunchtime, the beer is weak, the food is poor, but it's all pretty cheap.
Cool.
There's only 1 table spare.
Is there room at the bar to kind of loiter, or is
Yeah,
loiter
there's
at the bar
plenty.
not?
Yeah, there's plenty of standing space all around.
Alright, I'd go for a team loiter at the bar if you boys want to take a table.
Any other tables look as if they might be willing to have somebody come and talk to them? Like they're of the more smiley kind of welcoming nature?
Give me a charm roll. I'll give you again. You're brass, aren't you?
Yeah.
So
plus
give me with a +20, so average.
Aye. It'll be one of them. No but.
Oh, but marginal.
No but.
I'd like to go up to the bar and ask the landlord if she needs any work.
Let's just resolve, the first one first.
There is a table that a couple of the sailors nod at you to join them. And they purposefully park sort of in the middle a space for you to sit between them. All right,
Is Kay a comely wench?
Has she ever been inside a barrel?
What class are you playing, by the way? You never told us.
That's a shame.
I know what he's playing.
Sure, I'll take it. I'll go up to the kind of the gap on the bench, and I'll push them both aside, and I'll sit down, and I'll just pour a little bit of the spirit that I keep in my hip flask into each of their cups. You see, hi lads, what's going on?
Hey, darling. Haven't seen you in here before. You new?
Yeah. Oh, I get around.
You go around?
Yeah, sometimes.
Ever been on a boat?
I don't like where this is going, Zed, at all. I've been on a few boats in my time.
Oh, sailor lass then.
Why? You want to take me on a
work?
boat?
Looking for work?
No. Got anything else interesting?
Yeah. We've got cargo to go up to Vicebrook, but you know, we're a couple of people short. We're hoping that maybe you'd be interested in joining us.
You got any of the cargo that might, fall off the back of the boat?
Oh, we can't do that. Be more than our lives worth.
Might be a penny in it for you.
Yeah, be noose round our neck if we were caught. No. Everything stays on the wagon, on the ship, on the boat, on the barge. Everything stays on the barge.
Oh, you lot aren't a bundle of fun tonight, are you? And I'll just try and get up and walk off.
Suit yourself. A bit of gold crown in it.
Nah, not tonight.
Oh,
Other fish to fry.
Well, shame. Mind you, we're not leaving tomorrow. Well, until the water's up. So listen, we'll be gone lunchtime. If you change your mind, look for the raining leaves.
Raining leaves. All right. And just if anything happens to fall off the back, you come and see me.
Yeah, all right. Where do we find you?
Guardhouse.
No.
Say that, you dickhead. Can I slam my hand over his mouth and say, we'll be back, don't worry about us. And then wander off over to the bar and see if I can catch the bar lady, the important looking bar lady, and just, order a drink, have say hi, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Rembrandt's just absorbing this.
I want to go up to the bar lady, the owner, and ask if she needs any work. I mean, if she needs anyone to do any work for her.
Okay. Give me a charm roll. I would say give me a charm roll. Average. So that should be plus 20.
Is that me or Ella?
We'll do Ella first.
All right.
That's wrong.
What kind of work you looking for, love?
Just look at me. The type of work that someone of my stature would, be useful for.
Oh, I'm sorry. What kind of establishment do you think this is? We have none of that funny business going on. It gets the sailors all riled up.
Not that type of funny business. I'm talking about, if you need someone to, pay up.
Wait
who
the
hasn't paid
tables?
you. No, if someone, happens to not pay, you got to get someone to persuade them to pay.
You don't know who I am, dear love. Oh, bless you, bless you. You're a kind soul, I guess. Listen, I could pay you a penny to wait the tables. I don't need a bouncer. My husband deals with that kind of stuff. Him over there. And she points to a table in the corner with about 6 people around it, none of which are particularly small in stature, in girth, and muscle.
So they all make you look tiny.
Well, I mean, they're not nowhere near as tall as Ella, but they're just big. She kind of pats your hand. She says, "Can't help a girl from trying, I suppose. I could do a table wait for sure. Penny a day."
No, I'm fine, thanks.
Well, suit yourself, suit yourself. I suppose if I do need somebody, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Where can I find you? What's your name?
Ella.
Ella. All right, Ella. Listen, next time, and she kind of leans forward and she sort of goes, "Don't come in with your watch band on, yeah?"
I didn't actually have it on at the time though. But I had it on earlier, I guess. So
You don't have it on now, but you had it on at lunchtime.
Yeah. Right, yeah, that's right.
Because
I
you're
did.
a 6'4" woman. And there ain't many of them in Oosbersreich. All right, darling. Like the beer, dear. She's talking to you.
Oh.
Yeah, she kind of moves off now, and she kind of just leaves a drink in front of you, and moves off to Thomas. And
Not really. Have you got anything that's not watered down?
saying I water my beer down, are you?
No, I'm not saying you water your beer down, darling. I would never say that. I'm just wondering if you've got anything that's got a bit more, a few more vitamins in it.
A few more vitamins in it. Got this barrel behind behind here. A bit old though. Probably had it 5 years. Wildfire.
5 years is a long time in this town, from what I've heard. A lot of things are changing around here.
Aye. Predates. Yeah, definitely. A lot of things are changing. But my husband makes sure the docks is not changing, if you know what I mean.
That's what I've heard as well. It's very safe in the docks specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about under the? How about we have a drink? Would you like a drink? Can I buy you a drink? You look like a nice person. Let's have a drink.
I have a rule: don't drink while I'm working.
All right.
But I can put
Is
the
it
money
or
aside
is it a guideline?
come when it's closed.
Cool. If you know, I'd like to arrange it. It's slightly OC. I'm a bit new. Like to arrange. Yeah, let's meet up later if you fancy a quiet one. When you know all of the police have disappeared.
Yeah. Probably not tonight, darling.
Okay.
Husband in town and all that. You know what I'm saying?
That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just after a quiet drink, and you know, I'd like to find out if there's anything going on underneath us. I've heard some disturbing news around here, and I'm pretty sure that the docks are fine because there's water underneath. But not every part of this town is quite so lucky.
Well, don't know what's underneath us. I've heard the rumours. I guess that's what you're talking about. I've heard the stories.
I've heard rumours too. Have you heard the same rumours?
Yeah, people say there's rat men down there. That's a load of old tosh. I mean, rat men don't exist, do they? They're just figments of parents' imaginations to scare their children.
I scared my children with Ratman stories. Never seen one in my life.
Exactly.
And also, you can't find and then close my mouth very quietly and look a bit shifty.
Well, yeah. I'm too busy tonight.
All right, I'll give her a little smile. No, a little growl. I'm not really the smiling type. And yeah, just sit down and have a drink.
Okay.
Fade into the background of the pub. Do I get the nice stuff?
Yeah, it's usually nice stuff.
Yes.
It's
Fade into the background of the pub. Stay out of the way.
it's kind of past its best date, but it's still good enough to get you smashed.
Nice. Do I need to make a consume alcohol test?
Consume alcohol roll, please.
Challenging. Oh, brilliant.
Are we supposed to do that every time we have a drink?
Yeah, technically. Yeah,
Right,
not
you
in
get one.
here though. Not in here generally because this is really weak stuff.
Oh, okay.
Challenging consume alcohol roll. Come on, give me a 96. I'm pissed. I'm drunk.
All right. Okay. You have a little bit of a buzz in you. As you know, drinking that, a mixture of it not quite being right and being stronger than what you drank earlier. You have that little bit of that kind of buzz in your head to, yeah, starting to chill. The day's starting to feel okay.
Mission accomplished then.
Yeah.
So thank the nice bar lady, and tell her I hope I see her again. She seems pretty chill. Not in that way, by the way. Make it very clear that I'm not trying to be a lecherous old goat man.
No, that's fine.
I'm going to be looking for a group of not sailors but townspeople if there's some in here.
No, they're all sailors.
They're all sailors, are they?
Everybody in here is linked to the dock.
Okay, I'll find a group of sailors, and I'll go with my pint in my hand. I'll just shamble over and go, I heard another one went missing.
What are you on about? Another what?
Another one went missing from the port quarter.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Been a lot round here, does it?
I don't know. I've just heard. Apparently somebody was taken off the toilet.
Good job I don't live here, innit? Good job I'm just passing through on my barge.
Oh, just you watch yourself. Stay safe.
Well, I better. Well, guess we won't be going into the port quarter tonight then.
Yeah, the one group of people from out of town.
Sailors, they don't. The stevedores are the ones you want that are probably local.
Yep. I'm just going to generally just listen to any gossip out there.
Yeah, there's not. There's the usual kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Talking about what's going on up river, down river, grumbling about the day's work, grumbling about the lack of pay, grumbling about the state of Ubersreich. Particular that piques your interest.
Yeah. So what? Why has Ubersreich gone so down the hill? Why is it like this now? It used to be, in my mind, when I passed through a few years ago, it wasn't too bad.
It's the young Freud, isn't it? Everything was fine under the young Freud, and then the Emperor stuck his oar in. Sent the Altdorfers down here. Now it's all a bit of a mess.
But what are they supposed to have done?
Don't know. Don't really care. Clearly pissed off the Emperor. Maybe they got too powerful. Maybe they got too full of themselves.
Aye, yeah. Well, that does happen. But it just seems like this is a powder keg waiting to go off.
Yeah. Especially between the Watch and the Altdorfers. Regular fist fights there.
Yeah. Was that what happened? Was it yesterday? I sort of going through the marketplace. Was that what that was about?
It'd be 2 days ago now.
2 days ago, sorry. Yeah, it's a big scuffle at marketplace. Food everywhere.
Yeah, that was I heard that was a bit of a fun fight. Shame we missed it.
Yeah. I heard somebody got killed. That's not how those things normally go.
Well, if they did, I haven't heard. Not the kind of thing that makes its way down here, that doesn't.
I'm trying to think of his damn name.
The person that got killed?
Yeah. Merchant, wasn't it? Was he Merchant?
No, it was one of the carnival, wasn't it?
Yeah, on the carnival.
Oh, the carnival, yes.
Correct. Yeah, I can't remember who you were supposed to have killed.
Don't worry.
Wasn't he fire breather or something like that?
It was the fire breather, yes.
Yeah, it was a fire breather.
Boston the Fiery. You're supposed to have killed Boston the Fiery. Anybody else want to do anything? Yeah. You all get a general sense that even though, most of you are at a similar status to the people in the tavern, and none of you are wearing any of your trappings to suggest you're part of the watch, you are still currently treated as outsiders. And so despite your attempts at charm, good-natured conversation, offering to buy rounds of alcohol, you don't get that much information from people.
We're just not sailors.
You're not sailors, you're not stevedores, you're not known.
I'm not prepared to be buggered by a sailor either, so that's not happening.
Yeah.
I think what we got out of this is more of the rat tail. Seems more credible to me.
They're totally not rats in the sewers. Be fine.
You read more into the situation than I did.
Yeah, there's something going on down there. Like, we having like an OC chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we're suspicious of. But there's clearly something going on down there, and it's probably criminals, right? Some kind of sewer gang or something.
Yeah, well, it just seems strange that lady in the last place was on about it, but nobody else is. Maybe it's the red.
Is there a disparity in the information we're getting from the dock workers and from the rest of town? Because the docks are very near the water, right? And everything flows downhill.
Mm-hmm.
So you could be, like, potentially the dock workers could be in league with or transporting ratmen and helping them, kidnaps and all that kind of nonsense.
It could be.
They could be.
But there's no such thing as ratmen.
No such thing as ratmen. And secondly, you have not got anywhere near enough proof to prove that. But it's a theory. Absolutely, it's a theory.
I think just focusing around the docks would probably be a bad idea. We need to maybe I want to go sewer hunting. I want to go on a bit of a dungeon crawl, but that's because I'm short. I'm really built for that. I'm pretty sure Ella's really not keen on the whole concept of banging her head for the next 2 hours.
I've got no reason to go into the sewers.
I don't want to go in the sewers.
How would that work from a GM point of view? If some of us went for a little bit of a wander around the sewers, low key,
By some, do you mean you on your own?
I'm sure somebody would come with me, right?
I mean, it's pretty simple. You just roll a new character, right? And we move on. You are never seen again.
You wouldn't send me on my own, would you? Like we're part of the same watch. Like we're
Until
friends.
I know there's something down there, then no.
Oh, come on, there might
And
be
tomorrow
treasure.
night we'll be in the pub going, another one's disappeared.
Do I have any skills that would actually assist with going underground?
No.
Charm animal, that could help.
Yeah, it could definitely help. Charm a rat.
Yeah, there
Of
we
course,
go.
the rat man is not classed as an animal, so that wouldn't work.
Endurance. I've got ride as well, so I can charm a rat and then ride it. That'd be fine. I've got some stealth. I've got art, so I could arrange my the remains of my entrails in a beautiful arrow pointing towards the enemy.
And you've got Row.
If rat men existed, would they be classed as chaos? As
They
in,
certainly could be
with the
classed as
church
corrupt.
thing? Yeah, with the
No, they're
church
part
and
of the rat people, aren't they?
yeah, but then I'm just wondering, with the church and the witch hunters and all those come down on them, or are they just?
I think they would certainly see them as a massive threat to the Empire, and therefore, yes.
If they're, certainly if they're in the city as well.
Right,
Think about.
I'm gonna head back. Time's getting on. We're gonna be walking around town tomorrow.
Alright.
We can look out for more things. We're coming back in this 8 quarter tomorrow anyway, aren't we?
Can
All
do.
right, Lamwan, it's time for bed.
Yeah.
Thomas,
agreed.
as you all kind of depart and you sort of head back towards the barracks, you kind of walk past this location here, and your eyes alight upon a sewer cover.
I'm in.
It says free candy.
Where are you, Zed?
Where are you, Zed?
About here.
Okie dokie.
Ah.
We don't have any light sources, though, do we, sir?
You have nothing on you.
We have
Oh.
no condiments whatsoever.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, we wouldn't be able to see a thing if we went down there.
Oh, let's
Does
see
it
if
look
there's
as though
a
it's been
quarter.
used?
Let's see
Sorry.
if there's a quartermaster at the barracks, and we can get lanterns or something, and then we can send Ella down there to check it out.
Um, just so
Are the torches about on the walls of the cities, light streets and things?
not many. A few here and there, but not
I've
many.
got a candle, by the way, and a match.
You have got candles and a match, and a few of you have candles and matches. The sewer cover looks like it hasn't really been disturbed in quite some time.
Then we see it move.
We have a closer look at it, or we want to watch it for a bit?
It's
not
a
going for it.
metal cover. Sits over a hole that clearly goes down into the sewers.
No scrapes, scratches.
Great scratches or anything to suggest it's recently been moved.
Why are you all obsessed with the sewer cover?
I drew our attention to it in the
We
first
need a
place.
special tool.
You would need a small hook or something to be able to get in.
Maybe a fish hook. Should we
Maybe.
pop back to the bar and borrow a fish hook? No, I'll maybe go to bed and go back tomorrow. I mean, night time after a few beers, it might be bad time to go spelunking.
If ever you find information to say that there's stuff down there, I'll quite happily follow you.
Not right now, right?
But not right now. I've
All right,
got a
I'm going to
bed.
give it a long, serious look. Maybe go and give it have a stamp on it, see if it makes any silly noises.
Although it makes a noise that suggests that there is a hollow space underneath it, for sure.
All right, and have a bit of quiet. I'm going to give you a perception test.
Okay.
I've lost my perception. Perception on.
You can hear shit floating down.
Yeah, I don't hear shit.
Yeah.
Is there,
Can't hear anything.
is there another one? Is there a chain of them?
The rat catcher.
Where were you going to go to look?
I'm going to be looking up and down the. Whereabouts is this said? Is it in the centre here?
About here.
Right. I'm going to look up the road up
good.
here,
Okay.
and then look this way and see if we can find like another one. Because the sewers must be linked together.
There is nothing in the immediate vicinity. No.
Better that heads to the river, isn't it?
Yeah. How about here?
No.
By the riverfront, I'm guessing there will be. There'll be a way in via the river.
Oh, there will be. There'll be an entrance.
Yeah, it'll just the shit will just flow straight into the river, won't it? Tufel or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Tibuk.
How modern times
You're
reflects
out.
medieval times?
In the area, there is no. You don't see any other manhole cover.
Interesting.
Neither do you see. You come to the. You come to the. Sorry, I've got a couple of windows open. You sort of come down to this kind of area and this kind of area and sort of stare down where the Teufel is flowing around the docks and the piers. And there doesn't seem to be any outflow either.
Oh, okay.
Unless it's under the water.
It's all a bit sus, isn't it, lads?
It is fair.
Is it even there?
Does it say Acme on it?
It feels a bit like, kind of a magical portal that appears and then disappears. So in the end, that would be bad.
How many beers have you had tonight? Don't be daft.
Only two.
Back to the barracks.
Yeah, back to barracks.
And keep an eye out for manhole covers on the way, right?
Yeah, might as well.
That's kind of that's a major junction, isn't it? So maybe there'll be one at every major junction.
Yeah, your barracks are up here. The next one that you find is here.
Okay.
No. Wait a second. Here.
Okay.
Yes, here.
Has that one been disturbed at all, or does it look the same?
No, that one looks even less disturbed than the previous one.
Cool. So, is there another one by the main gate? Just before going to bed, I'd like to take a little wander up to the gate and maybe through the square, and have a quick check for one more just to triangulate, and then go to bed.
The next one is here.
Uh-oh. Nothing up by the gate, no?
Nothing up by the gate. Oh. And there's one. Here. So, let me see if I can draw this on here. You've kind of got one here.
Do I need to click something to see your drawings?
I can see it now.
Yeah, got it.
There you go.
Love the way you're drawing a Skaven symbol. Please.
Which is fine, because Skaven don't exist. Okay. I would suggest we have a nap, sleep off our beer, and maybe go and do some fining in the morning.
Yeah, well, we're doing our rounds, aren't we? So we can wander the streets and keep an eye out for miscreants and the odd sewer.
See if anyone's been responsible for falling into a sewer, which I believe is a 2 shilling fine, or disturbing the manhole covers, which is 3 shillings.
Maybe we need to pick up some torches as well, just in case we have to go down chasing these people disturbing them.
Sounds good. Causing a watchman to light his torch is another shilling fine.
I think, gentlemen, on that note, as you settle down at the end of your second full day in the watch, we'll call it an evening.
Okay.
Thank you
You
very much,
distracted me too much. I couldn't get the thing in I wanted to get in for tonight, but we will continue next week.
No, thank you.
Thank you very much. Enjoyed it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. Only another 1,093 days left on the watch.
Yes. But imagine how rich we're going to be when we leave.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. It'll be good. But no, that was great. Thank you. I feel like a lot more comfortable in the system and getting into the character of it now as well, which is nice.
As you can see, there is a lot of grey.
Yeah.
And we will continue next week. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
For
cool.
sure.